हाँ जी 10 मिनट का आशीष
Thanks.
Welcome Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Shri Hardeep Puri ji, and Chief Minister, Shri BhagwantMann ji once again. I request our founder and CEO, Mr. Klaus Sauter, to welcome Shri Hardeep Puri ji. And Klaus, we can have one more round for our Chief Minister as well. Neha. Once again, thank you very much. So it is indeed a very special occasion for us, and due to limitation of time, we are going to make it a little short. We have a short presentation to make, and my colleague Mr. Yuvraj Verma will do the honors of translating it in Punjabi for our farmer friends. I hope Yuvraj, you can jump across the fence and get local over here. Thank you very much. This picture is quite familiar. Every year, almost more than 80% of the surplus residue is getting burnt. So this site is quite a normal site, what we have around us.
And here we come to the technology. We are the world leader in producing biogas from straw. I guess I have to go closer. You see here on this picture, you see our process as a scheme. We are starting from collecting, harvesting the straw. Then we do a pre-treatment, the milling, and then we feed it into our fermenters, which are the big tanks you see outside there, the 10,000 cubic meter tanks. From there, we are cleaning the gas to natural gas quality, so it's equal to natural gas. And from there, we are sending it by the cascades, by the trucks, which we just started one, to the filling station. So that's one option. The other option would be to go directly into the gas grid. Here on the pictures you see the industrial scale plants which we are operating. There are two in Germany, one is in US. There we are using corn stover, and then one we have here in India. For a German car, typically we need 4 bales of straw for the annual consumption of one car. So that just gives an indication of the efficiency of our process. Next slide.
Yeah.
I have it. So key messages, our biomethane is 100% equal to natural gas. So there's physically no difference. So it is the same molecules, so that's the same concept. Here you see our plant which we just visited. You see the 8 fermenters. From there the gas is going into the gas cleaning area on the right side, and from there it's compressed and going then to the cascades. So that's our concept. Then you see the storage of straw and then the storage of humus.
And after the CBG gas production and the purification, we are dispensing it in our own fleet of trucks and cascades. So this is for the first time that an automotive grade fuel CBG has been made from stubble, and it is commercially sold in Punjab. This is already happening. We started the commercial production from the 2nd quarter of this year. To give you an impression of the first results from the sales, we have already sold about 5 lakh kilograms of CBG in the last roughly about 4 months. This is India's first plant to supply gas to 10 Indian oil retail outlets within a radius of roughly about 100 kilometers. So the farthest we go is towards Patiala, one-way distance of about 90-95 kilometers. So the important part to note over here is to sell 1 ton of gas, we end up traveling almost 160 kilometers. So that is something definitely which can be optimized. If you see how the sales is, it's quietly balanced between commercial vehicles and the passenger vehicles, as well as what you see over here is the consumption between the urban and the rural centers. The rural centers are consuming 1/4 and the rest is going into the Patiala belt, the urban areas. These are some key economic impacts which we should recall. We consume roughly about 100 to 120,000 tons of stubble per year. That is the capacity of this plant. Now this entire stubble can be collected from a radius of, let's say, roughly about 10 to 15 kilometers ideally. The second thing is, from this stubble we end up producing 11,000 tons of CBG annually on full capacity. The annual FOM, the fermented organic manure production capacity, is 225,000 tons. That's a big concern at the moment regarding the offtake. It will lead to reduced stubble burning across roughly about 50,000 acres of land. That is the impact this unit is going to make, which also means that this leads to reduced CO2 emission of roughly about 200,000 tons. Lastly and most importantly, also it ends up generating an employment of 900 people, 900 youth people from the catchment area. More than 80 to 90% of these youth are from the nearby villages. That is the impact of one unit, and this includes both direct as well as indirect employment.
Now come to why are we here? We are not here for this one unit. We are here to multiply, and we see there's a huge potential in India. For our next phase, we are phasing for 10 more plants, 10 of the same size of this one, so that will give us an annual capacity of 110,000 tons of CBG, and we will use 1 million tons of straw for it. So that will result in an area of 500,000 acres without stubble burning. So it's a significant amount. The investment we are looking there will be in the range of 1,600 crores, and we are willing to do this. We only need to align related to major things which we have to cooperate together with the government to find the right way to make it happen, to make it an attractive business model for investors. We come now to these 2 points which we have to align on. First is we need a gas grid connection that's related to the fact that the production is not as flexible as it has to be to fulfill the demand curve of a filling station. And secondly, we need open access to the gas market. That's an important fact for us, because right now we're looking into selling it to the fuel market, but there are also attractive other markets like biochemicals, like biofertilizer, and we also think important will be the opportunity to sell it globally. What we are producing here is not just methane. No, it's the Mercedes of the energy products. Natural gas is a fossil gas. This is really a premium gas which we are producing here, and we can sell it globally. And India has then the advantage that it will be produced here with all the employments, with all the win-win situations, the stop of stubble burning. So there are a lot of advantages, but this is an important point for us, that we need to have these open market access.
The second key point, which we already discussed on the way here, is the commercial offtake of the fermented organic manure. This would be a concern not only for us, but any CBG production unit, which basically means 3 key points. We need amendment into the existing FCO so that it complies to the 100% agri-residue-based CBG production units. We need support from the central as well as the state government to promote and incentivize the use of this manure specifically in the catchment areas. And lastly, there has to be an implementation of the commercial offtake of this product. I now request the Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Shri Hardeep Puri ji, for his address.
The guy who doesn't need a mic.
Yeah.
पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री माननीय सरदार भगवंत मान जी, यहाँ पे उपस्थित अतिथिगण, यहाँ आने के रास्ते में मैं पूछ रहा था कि कौन सी भाषा में बोले, तो मैं तो बोला पंजाबी, हिंदी, अंग्रेजी. So let me welcome all of you, friends, Honorable Chief Minister, management of Verbio, meine Damen und Herren. So I'm delighted to be here, and let me tell you why. For anyone who is familiar with the problems of agriculture and the challenges that agriculture faces, not only in India, but specifically in states like Punjab, would know that issues that were covered in the presentation are central to the concerns of any government which is dealing with agricultural issues. So, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जब सतत योजना शुरू की थी for creating the world's largest CBG grid, उसके 3 important objectives थे. One is to empower and unleash the rural economy for supporting farmers and dairy farmers. अन्नदाता से ऊर्जादाता. Increase India's domestic energy production and self-sufficiency, and reduce air pollution and help India lead the world towards clean energy transition. So it should be no surprise that the Honorable Chief Minister has taken time off his busy schedule. By the way, both of us were in Gujarat yesterday, and he was telling me almost in the same place. And I have also adjusted, when we initially discussed this issue, we were inquiring whether this kind of a program could be done virtually. And I decided there, no, we must come here personally, physically. Because the political message that must be sent is not the importance of just this plant, which is going to be the largest to date. And I hope in the coming months, Verbio itself and others will make even bigger plants. Yesterday, the Honorable Prime Minister released the 12th installment of the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Direct Benefit Transfer Scheme. 16,000 crores were instantly transferred into the farmer beneficiaries' accounts. 12 लाख हमारे किसान भाइयों को पीएम किसान योजना में कवरेज मिली है. The Prime Minister also inaugurated 600 Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samruddhi Kendras, which will not only be sales centers for fertilizer, but a mechanism for establishing a deep bond with the farmers of the country. आने वाले महीनों में 3,25,000 फर्टिलाइजर शॉप्स देश भर में डेवलप की जाएंगी प्रधानमंत्री किसान समृद्धि केंद्र से. प्रधानमंत्री जी ने प्रधानमंत्री भारतीय जन उर्वरक परियोजना वन नेशन वन फर्टिलाइजर स्कीम भी चालू की है, जिसमें भारत ब्रांड फर्टिलाइजर्स हमारे किसान भाइयों को दिया जाएगा. आज के जो प्लांट का उद्घाटन हम लोग कर रहे हैं, मुझसे किसी ने पूछा गया कि ये तो प्लांट ऑलरेडी ऑपरेशनल है, इसमें उद्घाटन का क्या बात है. तो मैंने कहा नहीं, मैं आपको समझाऊंगा। कोई भी इस साइज का प्लांट जब लगता है तो उसमें शुरुआत में थोड़ी सी ट्रायल करना पड़ता है कि सिस्टम्स आर फंक्शनिंग। तो अभी व्हाट माय फ्रेंड फ्रॉम वर्बियो टोल्ड मी, अभी आप शायद 6 या 7 टन पर डे, 7 टन पर डे सीबीजी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, पर इसको हम जल्द ही पूरी कैपेसिटी लेके 33 टन पर डे की कैपेसिटी तक लिया जाएगा। इसमें 8 डाइजेस्टर्स हैं 10,000 क्यूबिक मीटर के। ये प्लांट जो है, मुझे कहा गया था और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से भी मैं बात कर रहा था, 1 लाख टन पैडी स्ट्रॉ, पर एक्चुअली उससे भी ज्यादा है। अभी हमने देखा प्रेजेंटेशन में 1 लाख टन नहीं है, 1,25,000 टन। 6 से 8 लेके सैटेलाइट लोकेशन जो 10 किलोमीटर की रेडियस में है, यहां पे डेली प्रोडक्शन 600 से 650 टन फर्मेंटेड ऑर्गेनिक मैन्योर की प्रोडक्शन होगी। इस प्लांट में 390 हमारे साथियों को डायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगी और इनडायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट कोई 585-600 लोगों को। इससे मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि संगरूर के जो हमारे किसान भाई हैं उनके फार्मर्स इनकम बढ़ेगी और ये जो स्टबल बर्निंग, प्रणाली बर्निंग की समस्या है उसको एक हल करने का सबसे शानदार तरीका। और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, कुछ ही देर पहले माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पानीपत में एक 2G सेकंड जनरेशन एथेनॉल प्लांट का भी उद्घाटन किया। दिस इज अ प्लांट विच मेक्स सेकंड जनरेशन एथेनॉल फ्रॉम एग्रीकल्चरल वेस्ट। और मैं आपको यह भी जानकारी देना चाहता हूं दैट बाय द एंड ऑफ द ईयर वी विल हैव 90 मिलियन, एंड ऑफ द ईयर वी विल हैव 90 मिलियन लीटर एथेनॉल जो एग्रीकल्चरल वेस्ट से बनाया जाएगा। ये जो प्लांट आज जिसमें आप सब उद्घाटन में आप भाग ले रहे हैं, ये स्टबल बर्निंग जो है 40 से 45,000 एकड़ में कमी होगी इसमें, और 1.5 लाख टन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एमिशन की रिडक्शन होगी। इससे हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि जो हमारे नागरिक हैं संगरूर पंजाब में, they will be able to breathe cleaner air, but they will also contribute to India's COP26 climate change targets of total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now to 2030, achieving the target of net zero by 2070. ये प्लांट हमारे केंद्रीय सरकार की फ्रेमवर्क में कहां बैठता है? It will benefit the government of India's support for CBG based rural economy. We had earlier increased the rate of compressed biogas plants under the Satat scheme. We had raised it from 46 rupees per kilo to 54 rupees per kilo during CBG production bundled with fertilizers like urea. We are also ensuring an offtake agreement of this plant with Indian Oil since August 22. It has supplied, as our friend was saying, more than 5 lakh kilograms of CBG to 10 Indian Oil retail outlets, largest such operation in India. पर मैं आपकी बात से सहमत हूं, कोई इसमें सेंस नहीं है कि यहां पे कंप्रेस्ड बायोगैस बनाए जाए और फिर उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट किया जाए और ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में भी फ्यूल लगे. So it is much better to put it into a central gas grid. And I want to tell you that the grid, the pipeline, which was 14,500 kilometers in 2014, that we have already raised to 18,500 kilometers, and we plan to take that up to 33,500 kilometers. And I want to assure you कि हम to reach 32,000 किलोमीटर. So 2014 में 14,700 किलोमीटर थी, आज 18,500 है और इसको हम 32,000 किलोमीटर तक ले जाएंगे. This is part of the government's policy to raise the energy mix from the current level of 6.3% to at least 15% by 2030, natural gas, to move to a gas-based economy. मैंने आपको बायोफ्यूल्स मिक्सिंग की बात की. 2014 में बायोफ्यूल्स की मिक्सिंग हमारी 1.4% थी. हमारा टारगेट था बाय नवंबर 2022 इस 1.4% को रेज करके 10% तक ले जाने का. और मुझे बहुत खुशी है आपको यह जानकारी देते हुए कि नवंबर की जो डेडलाइन थी उसके 5 महीने पहले ही हमने 10% बायोफ्यूल ब्लेंडिंग कर ली है ऑलरेडी. और जो 2030 का हमारा टारगेट था 20% बायोफ्यूल ब्लेंडिंग करने का, we are going to implement that by 2024-2025. So एक तरफ से compressed biogas पे जो emphasis दिया जा रहा है, अभी तक शायद I think we have 40 CBG plants in India, जिसमें this is the biggest, and I congratulate Verbio. And अभी आपकी बात सुनी मैंने कि you are planning in fact to make 10 more plants. You made some important suggestions on how we need to further tweak the policy, both on the nutrients front and on the transportation and other fronts. So 3 points. Somebody was giving me that piece of paper, so मैंने उनको मना कर दिया, इसलिए नहीं कि मैं देखना नहीं चाहता था. I'm familiar with those, and I want to give you an assurance here कि we will address those 3 points in the coming months. आखिर में मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं कि वो आए हमारे साथ. मैं समझता हूं कि ऐसा जो प्रोजेक्ट है उसके राज्य सरकार और केंद्रीय सरकार इकट्ठा काम करेंगी तो जो अभी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं इस एरिया में, they can then be addressed more meaningfully. The government of India is working to ensure many such CBG plants and biorefineries are set up across the country to make India a world leader in such grassroots level economic and energy transition. Our friend from Germany was telling us just now that this is an area where in his assessment, and this company Verbio has a very large presence in this area in Germany, here and elsewhere, that India could even be exporting some of these products. I have no doubt, but I can tell you what our immediate needs are. Our economy is growing at 7%. आज एक दिन में 60 करोड़ लोग पेट्रोल पंप में जाते हैं. 6 करोड़ लोग, पेट्रोल 60 मिलियन, सॉरी, 6 करोड़ लोग जाते हैं पेट्रोल पंप में एवरी डे टू टैंक अप ऑन पेट्रोल एंड डीजल. हमारी कंजम्पशन ऑफ क्रूड ऑयल इज 5 मिलियन barrels a day. Today what we need to do is to make sure that we move to clean energy, and this is a small but important step. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका, और मैं आपको I want to thank you, I want to congratulate you and encourage you to set up more such plants. Thank you.
Sir, if you could just stay at the dais, I request CM Saab for the inaugural start of the line.